I was picking up my granddaughter from school the other afternoon. She climbed into the car and sat there quietly, staring out the window. Not sad, not angry, just empty. Like someone had turned the light off inside her. She's 15. I asked her how her day was. She shrugged as I asked if something happened. She said no. Then there was a long silence. And finally, she said something that hasn't left my mind since.
Feel like nothing you do actually matters. My name is George. I'm 87 years old. I've lived through wars and recessions. I've buried people. I loved. I've failed more times than I care to admit. And that question, from a 15-year-old girl just beginning her life, shook me to my core. Because I've asked myself that same question more times than I can count. The difference is this. She's standing at the beginning looking forward, and I'm near the end looking back. And somewhere between those two views, I think I finally understand the answer. We live in a world obsessed with impact. Everyone wants to matter, to be known, to leave a mark. People chase titles, careers, followers. They post their lives online hoping someone notices. They measure their worth by applause. I understand it, I really do. But here's what nearly 9 decades have taught me. The things that matter most almost never feel important when they're happening. Let me tell you about my neighbor, Margaret. Margaret lived 3 houses down for 42 years. She was a school teacher, 3rd grade. Same classroom, same school. She never married, never had children of her own. When she retired, there was a small ceremony in the gym, maybe 30 people, a plaque, a bouquet. That was it. 2 years later, she passed away quietly in her sleep. At her funeral, I expected a modest turnout. Instead, the church was packed, people standing in the aisles, outside the doors, and one by one they spoke. A doctor said Margaret was the first person who made him feel smart. A woman said Margaret taught her to read when everyone else gave up. A man in his 50s stood with his daughter and said he became a teacher because of her. Story after story, lives redirected. Margaret never tried to change the world. She just showed up, learned names, paid attention. And the ripples from her life are still moving through the world, long after she's gone. We think mattering means being seen, but life isn't built that way. Life is built in quiet moments between people. A conversation that steadies someone, a kindness that arrives at exactly the right time, showing up when it's inconvenient, listening when you'd rather talk. These moments feel ordinary, easy to dismiss, but they're everything. When I was 39, my life was unraveling. My business was failing. Money was tight. I was drinking too much and sleeping too little. One night, I sat in my car outside a bar, trying to decide whether to go in. A man named Tom, someone I barely knew, knocked on my window. He said he was getting coffee, asked if I wanted to join him. No lecture, no rescue speech, just coffee. We sat in a diner for 2 hours talking about nothing special, and somehow, something inside me settled. I didn't go into that bar, I went home. Tom probably forgot that night by morning. I never did. That's how mattering works. It doesn't announce itself. You don't get a notification. You may never know. Something small to you can be everything to someone else. My wife, Alina, used to write letters. Real letters, ink, envelopes, stamps. I teased her about it. Everyone has phones, I'd say. She just smiled and kept writing. After she passed, I found boxes of replies. People wrote about reading her letters during their hardest days, keeping them for years, feeling less alone. She wasn't trying to matter. She just reached out, and it mattered more than she ever knew. Here's what I wish someone had told me when I was young. Your life doesn't have to be extraordinary to be meaningful. The pressure to be exceptional crushes people. But almost everything holding this world together, done by people no one will ever remember. Parents caring for sick children, friends checking in, workers doing honest work, people choosing kindness when no one's watching. That counts. That is the world. You want to know if you matter. Look at the people in front of you. Are you present? Are you honest? Are you kind when it would be easier not to be? Those things won't make you famous, but they will make your life count. When my grandson was 7, he was terrified of water. For 3 weeks, I stood with him at the edge of the pool, 15 minutes a day, no pressure, no pushing. By summer's end, he was swimming. He probably doesn't remember. I do. That was mattering. The older I get, the clearer it becomes. Achievements fade, status disappears, but people remember how you made them feel. They remember that you showed up, that you saw them. So here's my answer to my granddaughter. Yes, what you do matters, just not in the loud ways. It matters in patience, in honesty, in kindness, in staying when leaving would be easier. Your life doesn't need to be a spectacle. It just needs to be real. I'm 87. When I think about what I want my life to have meant, I don't think about recognition. I think about love given freely, moments of presence, helping without needing credit. Those things last. Those things matter.